On today's show, we take a look at community show Hardcore Connections, hear original poetry, get a short Just the Facts update on Kingston Town government, and tell you more about the free resources offered in our community workspace.
And if you're looking to learn or just have some fun, we'll also be talking about classes, programs, and upcoming things to do in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, and Duxbury.
We're glad you're here. Let's get started. Now, let's turn a light on local. Part of our mission as a media center is to welcome members of the community into our studios to record their own show or podcast about subjects that matter to them. The resulting content reflects the diversity of thought and opinion in our neighbors and neighborhoods, but not necessarily the views of the local scene staff, board, or director. We are a platform for free speech. Hardcore Connections is a show recorded right here in Studio B and hosted by community producers Jerry Randall and Griffin O'Connor. Here's a clip.
Yeah, experience is a lot, right? We could go back a lot. So we got a lot of experience in this room, from active using, recovery, and working in the field. Working with colleagues, my man Don Beauvert over here. It's so fun to say the right way, Don. Right? For a few years here, and have seen this, right? When we use our experience to try to benefit others, to try to improve an imperfect system. I never say broken system, right? It's imperfect, right? And it's up for individuals to be champions for change, like us, right? And help individuals identify what connections could be beneficial to them. Someone sit down with them and say, oh, you like the Celtics? My man Don likes the Celtics, dude. Why don't you go connect with him? Like, oh, you love cooking? Oh, they run the cooking show up at the Recovery Center. Why don't you get up there on Mondays and give some of that education that is applicable to the individual instead of just handing someone a trifold. Here you go, big dog. Make the best of it, right? No, right? That's going in a drawer. It's going in my bag when I AMA with my blister pack gabapentin, and I'm on the move, It's about giving someone the information readily and bridging a connection to improve the patient experience and the recovery experience.
If you like what you saw, find more of Hardcore Connections on Xfinity Channel 6 or Verizon 43, or visit our community producers YouTube channel at Community on the Local Scene.
Learn a new language with Mango Languages through the Kingston Public Library on November 13th from 2 to 3 p.m. Mango Languages, an online and mobile language learning service, uses a conversation-based approach and interactive exercises through lessons that present real-life situations, cultural insights, grammar, and vocabulary. Benefit from exercises that feature native speaker audio and pronunciation practice tools like voice comparison in a system capable of adapting to an individual's unique style of learning. This informational class will teach students how to access the more than 70 different languages, 20 English courses Mango Languages offers, and navigate the linguistic sea of specialty courses covering a host of culturally specific topics. The small course is limited to 5 students and will take place in the adult reference area. Would you like to learn more information? Give reference librarian Stephen Miller a call at 781-585-0517 or email smiller@kingstonma.gov.
Talk face-to-face with your legislator about the issues that matter most to you and your neighborhood. State Representative Michelle Badger of the 1st Plymouth District invites you to her community office hours at the Plymouth Public Library on Tuesday, November 4th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Visit the craft room where Michelle will be available to talk with you about what's happening on Beacon Hill, answer your questions, and listen to your thoughts, concerns, or ideas you have about what is going on in your community. No registration is required, and all ages are welcome to stop by.
Next up is Mark Walsh in a reading of his original work.
We have our closer, which is Mark Walsh.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? So about a year ago, I had a chapbook that came out through Lilly Poetry Review called In the Garden of Fortunes, and the way I described this book is if Pablo Neruda was the creative director of a Chinese cookie factory in charge of writing the fortunes, this is kind of what the fortunes would look like. So I figured I'd start off with reading our collective fortune tonight. So Today is June 3rd? 3rd? Okay. All right, so here is fortune number 3 for all of us. Number 3. You are the aftershock of rock-slapping water, rippling in all directions. So you can take that one home with you and consider it. Okay, this next poem is a new poem, and it is my first, I can say, pure Generation X poem, because at the heart of this poem is an image from an MTV music video. And some of you might know the name Prince. Some of you may have seen the film Purple Rain. But the central image here in this poem is taken from a moment in the video where Prince's love interest in the film, singer and performer named Apollonia, is sort of looking at him perform on stage and is fixing him with a very smoky, lustful glare. And so this is the basis of this poem, which is called Apollonia's Eyes. Hold a small hope that everyone, just once, know themselves as desire's target. To feel the slow heat swirled up deep from the loins and through the eyes, like the patient smokiness that Prince drew from Apollonia's eyes. It is a bolt of affirming life, to breathe, to touch, to stoke arousal in that deep delved glen, that sacred region of yes. To excite someone is hard evidence against the quiet nights of what if, or the despair of that small, unfillable hole. It's the reason we leave behind tears and guns and insurrection. So thank you. Thank you. This last poem, I don't know, because we were sitting at the same table, that Betsy had a poem in 4 parts. So this final poem here is in 4 parts. Now, again, that sounds like it's going to be a longish poem, but it's a short one-pager. And it's called Clarity. 1. The art of distillation. Navy blazer, white shirt, gray slacks. Shelve the books, file the documents, dusk the desk. 2. Satori opens through knowing what to do next. Boil the water, warm the cup, steep the tea, drink. 3. Snow buries the fence, thinking breaks the shovel. 4. Difficulty lies in thoughts carried. Learn better to put them down. Be deliberate. Move easy, move light. Dead Maud Zen. Thank you very much.
And now we conclude a wonderful evening of poetry here at Uwe Wine Bar. I want to thank everyone who read and attended and clapped, and all our luckiness to hear some wonderful poetry tonight. So thank you very much.
Here's Dave Antoine with a Just the Facts update on Kingston town government on the local scene.
In their first of 2 meetings, the Kingston Conservation returned to Room 200 to go over their October 8th agenda, which was a blend of both continuances and hearings. Their first discussion focused on 17 Noby Deer Circle with a request to determine applicability for a proposed addition to a single-family house. This addition was not intended to be a bedroom, with the homeowner working with the town health agent, where the owner was eligible for a deed restriction that would limit their property to 3 bedrooms and not increase the flow rate of their existing septic system. Conservation agent Matt Pinella recommended an issuance of a -3 DOA, known as a determination of applicability, with the board voting in favor. They then moved on to a residence on Prospect Street, which featured a presentation on a DOA for a proposed addition to a single-family house. A representative from a civil engineering firm working on the project expanded on this item, a 1-story, 1-bedroom addition measuring 12 by 15.3 off the rear right side of the home. With environmental considerations at hand, someone was sent to flag bordering vegetated wetland, which was flagged outside of a 100-foot potential vernal pool buffer and outside of a soft border vegetated wetland buffer. The rep cited that there was arborite close to the addition that would be removed, the replanting of a couple white oak trees on the property, and a line as a mitigation factor for taking down vegetation. The space did require septic updates required with sewage. After a little more discussion, Agent Pinella recommended a -3 DOA as well. The commission then moved on to public hearings with a focus on 20 Marion Drive, a request for an amendment to orders or conditions. It was revealed that the project didn't meet standards and that the people had to come back with a more detailed plan, which involved a roof infiltration system that could handle a 1-inch storm, a septic system using alternative treatment technology, intended to reduce biochemical oxygen demand, although some limitations would show. It's believed that there will be enough mitigation to increase in actual flow, as seen in a 1-bedroom addition. Residents chimed in without requesting an order of conditions, but setting a standard that could be impactful, given Jones River could be affected by nitrogen. An attorney representing the applicant believed that it shouldn't impact town conservation interests, with the system resulting in a 94 to 96% reduction in biochemical oxygen. Recognizing local jurisdiction, it's believed that the concern with nitrogen removal is the cost and maintenance of the equipment. Once the hearing was closed, this was approved as an NOI per the existing order of conditions. The commission also looked at an enforcement on Marion Drive after a September compliance check revealed that there was a significant amount of sediment found in an impounded section of Pembroke. In speaking to the owner, Agent Pinella revealed that the owner is asking for continuance as they need to speak with an attorney. This item is to be continued procedurally as voted by the commission at a future meeting. This has been your Kingston Government Access on the local scene.
Our access to the benefits of complex technology can make it incredibly easy to overlook the bare bones basics and the importance of foundational understanding of how to use a computer. On Monday, November 10th, the Duxbury Free Library is offering a class in the upper level of the library for kids ages 8 to 11 that will teach them how to use a computer. Children will learn the basics of navigating a PC, how to recognize and avoid viruses, and other important base level skills. Students are welcome to bring their own Chromebook if they prefer to learn and try out new skills on something more familiar. The class runs from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and registration is required. Sign up through the library's website.
Author J. Courtney Sullivan's new novel, The Cliffs, examines the land we call home, the woman who came before us, and the lasting truth that we never fully depart from this earth. The New York Times Book Review declared the book riveting and wrote, "The Cliffs is both a mystery and a portrayal of how houses, people, and geographical locations are energetic records of what has come before. This skillful novel makes the case that knowing what came before offers us our best chance to truly understand our connections to one another and what we owe to the land we inhabit." On Wednesday, November 12th, the Kingston Public Library and the Council on Aging invite you to an author talk with J. Courtney Sullivan to discuss this novel, chosen as the best book of the month by the New York Times, Real Simple, and Kirkus Reviews. Copies of The Cliffs will be available for purchase after the event. Register to attend through the Kingston Public Library's website. The event begins at 6 p.m., is an hour long, and will take place at the Kingston Council on Aging at 30 Evergreen Street.
Starting Monday, November 3rd, teens and tweens can pick up this month's Teen Take and Make Craft at the Pembroke Public Library. Craft kits are available in the teen room for crafty kids to pick up for some fun crafting and creating at home. This month's project is a gorgeous, sensationally seasonal pumpkin pie turkey. The Take and Make Craft kits are generously sponsored by the Friends of the Pembroke Public Library and will be available until the supplies get gobbled up.
Conjure your Halloween spirit. Put on a fantastic costume and let the ghoul times roll at the Halloween open house in the lobby of the Plymouth Center for Active Living on Friday, October 31st. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., there will be refreshments, sweets, raffle prizes, and spooky surprises. Prizes will be awarded, including one for the best costume. The Halloween open house is free to attend and registration is required. Register online or call 508-830-4230.
If you are looking for unique handmade gifts for the upcoming gift-giving season and would love to support local at the same time, don't miss the 4th annual Silver Lake Fall Craft Fair on November 15th. Hosted by the class of 2028, fair will be full of a wide variety of local vendors selling all kinds of crafts and goods, and chances for you to win a prize by entering a raffle. Doors at Silver Lake High School will open up at 9 a.m. and you can shop till you drop stitch until 2. Bring a food pantry item for donation. That's the entrance fee. Your cash or check donation will also be gratefully accepted.
Are you working from home and would love a change of scenery for better focus without dishes or dust bunnies to distract you? Maybe you're a student with a paper to finish or a business person on the go who needs a landing spot to get work done between meetings. The local scene is here for you. Our dedicated community workspace is free for community members from the towns of Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, and Duxbury. Open from Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Fridays from 10 a.m. until 5:30. Our workspace offers all kinds of free resources: free Wi-Fi, PCs and laptops, printing capabilities, a secure and locked building to work in, and during certain times of the week, a local scene production tech will be on duty to help you with any technical editing help you may need on a project. All this and free snacks, drinks, and a selection of candy that would make Willy Wonka swoon. It's your community workspace. To book time or to come in and have a tour of our studios and learn about the free resources your Community Media Center offers, email melissa@thelocalscene.media or call us at 508-830-6999 extension 114.
Here's poet Miriam O'Neill.
And now we will proceed to Miriam O'Neill, our Plymouth Poet Laureate. You're the closing act, Miriam.
Hey, folks. We've been around the world in these poems. It's been really wonderful. And I thank all the voices because we need the voices. We need the voices of resistance. We need the voices of love. We need the humor. We need the memory. We need it all. I was trying to figure out where do I go with all this, and I just have a couple of poems that I'd like to share with you. There's a generational thing that happens. Something that happened to your grandparent becomes something different for your parent, becomes different for you. But there's something that gets pulled through if you're not careful. It's hard to break the chain. So this is a little food but not food poem. I can taste the floral notes in thyme and oregano, the bottom note of licorice in fresh ground pepper. The narrow iron bar of my mother's loss in my mouth, yanked tight by her dead father's reins. And I am struggling to find my courage in the face of, in what we're facing. I didn't know I was so much of a coward, but I'm trying. This is called Stamped, and it's dedicated to Anne E. Pluto and Gloria Mindick, who are two poets of witness who give me hope that I will find my own courage. A friend writes a poem about buka, humanity, inhumanity, butchery. Another writes of blood-soaked dresses and Franco's brutal reign. They lay down words for inconsolable hearts. I am the woman who cannot speak of the violence without fear. Stamped with silence, I am the patriarchy's dream. that each woman's voice will ravel into a wax knot, to be melted and rocked to and fro, a closed fist, sealing the envelope of compliance. But I keep following my sister's lines, that red thread through this forest, hoping to find my way to my own rage. And I will end on two lighter notes. This poem was published in the Galway Review, and it's a poem after the style of the poet Brendan Kennelly's poem Begin. It's called Summons. The birds summon first, then the light beyond the windows begins to roar with the traffic noise of sun and mist that comes on wheels the wind makes. Every morning, the lively arrogance of girls unafraid of the highest branches in the linden from which they view the sea. The métier of babies waking with unspeakable ideas, the way we linger with the beloved who appeared in dreams. Begin with the owls who know the night is ending and call each other to sleep. Gizzards packed with cracked bones, they cull the last slash of deep night. Their sleep the relief of each oak-leafed whiskered vole who loosens its hold on the damp earth. Another iron dawn appearing, horizon a torn red seam, each star's stitch slipped from the bluing field. End the search for the mother drenched in forgiveness, the father who celebrates his children's wings. Let morning gavel in the oath of one more day. Witness one more happiness insisting on its say. And I'm going to end with this poem. It's called The Arrangement. This is my crazy old lady poem. The Arrangement. I am old now, but at least the sun is older. Frisked by wind, I am cold and blithe as the wings of a skunk-sweet raptor above the field where something's left of a coyote's kill. Thick-ribbed slice of woman, now I know what time is, and my obligation to not be too concerned, not because I'm not, but because the sun is not, nor the ice-ridged wind, nor the small clot of flesh and bone and fur the bald-headed bird watches over, because to care does not change the arrangement. How I will walk on is not my business. How to stay, a lesson the old sun repeats each morning, like a woman in her dotage, day after day, who greets the robins saying, "Hello, birds," grinning even as the robins fly away.
Thank you, Miriam.
If cozying up with a gripping psychological literary thriller sounds ideal to you, check out this month's pick for the Pembroke Public Library Book Club. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore is a mystery about a teenager who goes missing from an Adirondack summer camp in the 1970s, prompting a reopening of her older brother's cold case from 14 years prior. In it all, a family saga of secrets and history is unearthed that delves into the themes of class, corruption, and grief. The book club will meet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6:30 p.m. For more information or to obtain a copy of the book, give the library a call at 781-293-6771.
It is that time of year when birds of a feather tie on some running shoes and flock together for a good cause. The Duxbury Recreation Department is hosting a turkey trot road race on Saturday, November 22nd. The fee is just $20, and you can register through the Duxbury Recreation Department or by scanning the QR code on the flyer. The race will begin and end in the parking lot in front of the Duxbury Fields Complex, located at 130 St. George Street. Bib pickup will begin at 8:30 at Percy Walker Pool. The race starts at 10 a.m. Everyone should bring a non-perishable food item to give to the local food bank so everyone can have access to food for some gobble-gobbling this Thanksgiving.
New York-based American roots artist Mark Berger's latest collection of songs, entitled Ride, is a cinematic-sounding collection that captures his romantic connection to the American West and is an exploration into the relationship Western mythology, lore, and lure have in the context of contemporary culture. Mark's long career has seen him opening for Bob Dylan and other national acts, performing at Austin's South by Southwest Music Festival, the Kerrville Folk Festival, and more. You may have already heard music from Ride in your local Starbucks, where they've licensed the album for worldwide in-store airplay. To see him live, sans caffeine, you can catch Mark in the Phalo Room of the Plymouth Public Library on Saturday, November 8th from 3 to 5 p.m. The show is free, and you can register to hold your seat through the library's website.
On November 1st and 2nd, the Cozy Cottage in Pembroke is hosting their first annual Golden Harvest Outdoor Artisan Market from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on both days. Enjoy the crisp autumn air and colorful fall foliage while shopping for local handcrafted goods offered by a lineup of talented local artisans. There will be live music on Saturday, November 1st, when musician Aidan Keene will be performing a solo acoustic set from 12 to 1:30. The Cozy Cottage is in Pembroke at 610 Washington Street.
And that, my friends, wraps this episode of The Local Scene this week. Thank you for watching.
If you live or work in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, or Duxbury and would like to have your own show or podcast, you should. Email community@thelocalscene.media to find out about our free production services and training for community members.
And if you have a story or event you'd like people to know about, email us at story@thelocalscene.media.
We thank our patrons Tiny and Sons, Quintal Brothers, and Squinny's Pizza for supporting our mission of community in action through media.
The Local Scene this week will be back next week with more of what's good and good to know in our area. Until then, we'll see you on The Local Scene. Hello, friend. If you enjoyed this video, please think about scanning the QR code and making a contribution to The Local Scene. Every dollar is appreciated, and your support helps keep community media alive and our resources free to the community. We'll see you on The Local Scene.